It is week 3 of trying to be healthy and cooking for myself. And I haven't been sicker. I haven't been this sick in forever. I don't know if it's because my body's not used to vitamins.
So in my last video, I shared with you guys that I'm trying to meal prep and I'm trying to cook for myself for the very first time ever. And yeah, I'm spoiled, yes. So this is my review about everything that happened within the month that I was meal prepping for myself. So the first time we tried to meal prep, I took about 3 hours to prep everything. Now what I'm doing is every week I prepare it for the next week, because the first time that I did it, I tried to do like 2 weeks. I tried to do multiple options of food, and I'm quickly learning things that work for me that might work for you differently, but for me, it didn't. So I decided to cut off completely the idea of like having different meals and having options to just doing one menu for the week, because that I can do. Cooking like 3 different options for the week, that did not work for me at all. Like the first week it worked because I had all of this motivation, and then the next week I was already dreading cooking because I didn't want to spend all of the time cooking again, and it was pretty tiring. Do I like cooking it? No, but I noticed that little by little I'm not hating it. It's still not something that I look forward to and I can't wait to try on new recipes and stuff, but it's definitely something that's been easier to do for me. Like before I would dread it, and now I can just do it and complain a little bit about it, but still do it. I still can't figure out the cooking time of things, so I'm still overcooking or undercooking stuff all the time. So then also I was trying to mix things that I like with things that I don't like, so that way I could mix them together, and then even though I didn't like the stuff, I would still eat it and I would still get the health benefits from it. However, I noticed that instead of just eating the stuff I didn't like with the stuff I liked, I would either ignore the stuff I didn't like completely, or I wouldn't even want to eat the stuff that I prepared because I knew there was gonna be that unpleasant taste mixed in with the stuff that I like. There were a couple of days where I failed into bringing my food at work, and then I just ate the food that we have at work. Like I think I talked about it in the previous video, but where I work at, we have a restaurant that's pretty cheap and you can just eat over there, but the options are not the healthiest and very limited as well, and I'm picky and all of that. But there are multiple days where I just decided to eat there instead, just because I knew that there was something I didn't like in the mix of the foods that I made. The whole experience has also been very interesting to notice how many patterns I have that I have to break through them, and how hard it is, and I think that it's gonna take forever to do so, because like I want to do another video about it. I still haven't yet, because I still haven't figured out fully what I want to do. But I quit sugar. I quit eating sugar for a whole month in the beginning of this year, and ever since I wasn't able to do it again. And with this new motivation of eating healthy, I decided, why not just 100% eat healthy and cut it and start from zero? Because in my head, I thought that like it's the same with addiction, that you have to like just decide to quit it and quit it. That did not work for me at all. Like I started craving sugar crazily, and I started getting desperate, and I noticed that I was trying to make too many changes all at once, so obviously that wouldn't work. So I've incorporated something that's working nicely for right now. For example, if I want to eat something that is unhealthy, let's say I really want chocolate, instead of just eating chocolate, I'll eat like chocolate with strawberries or with any other fruit, because at least I'm eating sugar with some benefit to it instead of just eating the pure chocolate. And I know that it's like, I'm still eating the chocolate, but I won't eat the chocolate unless it's with things that are good for you. Or like if I want to snack on something, I try to find options of snacks that I like that are healthier, so I can mix with snacks that I know that I'll eat anyway, because I like it's this uncontrollable part of myself fighting with myself of like opening exceptions all the time. So for example, like I would have this urge of eating cookies and I really, really want to eat cookies. And I'm like, okay, fine, you can eat cookies, but then like try to have something healthy before eating the cookie, you know, so I can have some sort of balance. So I'm not just eating the crap, I'm eating the crap, but also something healthier along with it. So that way I'm not eating as much of the crap as I would otherwise. Now, the biggest thing of this entire thing that was hilarious to me is that 2 weeks into being like 50%, at least 50% healthier than I was before, I felt really sick. I was so sick for an entire week of like not being even able to get out of bed sick. Like my head was hurting so bad. My nose was awful. I had a sinus infection. I don't know, like I feel like maybe my body wasn't used. That's the only thing I could think of. Like my body wasn't used to the stuff that I was eating and wasn't used to all of the toxicity going away all at once. And then I got really sick. I was kind of mad because I like when I'm eating all of the junk that I eat, I'm never sick. And then the moment that I just started being healthier, I was sick. Why? Now, resources for meal prepping. I noticed that the more I try to cook, the more stuff I need. And I didn't necessarily like that much. Like in order to make some recipes, I should have an oven, and I don't have an oven, and so I try to adapt it. And then when I adapt it, it's not always as good as if I just had an oven. I had my little Tupperwares that we saw like in the previous video, like I had my little containers, and I just had to get more because I was feeling like every time that I wanted to just like use my container, my one container that I had to like defrost the food, put it back, and it was just not working. So I got more containers. I have this super tiny fridge. This is my fridge. That's what I had to work with for meal prepping and putting my containers away. So I really like I can't just spend a day where I just don't eat what I cooked, because I'm at the risk of it going bad because there's only so many that I can put in the freezer, and it's like a lot of juggling around, and it's really like trying. Like I noticed it has to be something really out of self-love that you're doing for yourself, because it's a lot. It's a lot. It's not like easy. It's not like, I feel like when I see it on the internet, people sell it as it being the easiest thing to do, and it's absolutely not the easiest thing. And I feel like I should just be happy that I'm doing some of it. Like I wasn't like in all of the month, I wasn't 100% consistent. And I admit it. And even though I wasn't all that consistent, I know that some meals that I could have just eaten crap, I ate healthy. So that makes the difference. Like I feel like that is a little bit of a game changer when it comes to your health in general, because it's like exercising. Like you don't have to exercise for an entire hour every day and go running and go extremely extreme in order for exercising to be good to your life. It's actually better to be consistent, doing a little less a day and keeping up with it, than like really doing it and then never doing it again. Which I noticed that like by week 3 after I got sick, that was happening to me. Like for the 2 first weeks, I was being so consistent. I wasn't allowing myself to eat anything other than the stuff that I made. And of course, that didn't last long because I was preventing myself from eating things that I wanted. And by like saying like, no, you're not gonna eat this stuff, and being like negative about it, I just wanted more. Like it made me want to eat more bad things. And because I wasn't being flexible with it, I noticed that I was more and more wanting to just eat the bad stuff, and I was starting to get grossed out and pushed away from the healthy things. Another thing, I was trying to meal prep so I could save a bit of money because I was eating out a lot, and that was adding up to my expenses, my monthly expenses. However, because I get access at work, I get access to pretty cheap food, pretty cheap meals, I noticed that like calculating how much money I would spend to make the entire meals, to cook the entire meals, I was actually spending more money than just eating at work. And then that also made me lose a bit of my motivation. But then I just thought about how like it's not spending money, it's just an investment, really. Like, you can see that the food's there, even though they're good things like pieces of chicken, and we have rice and we have vegetables and all that. You see that there's a lot of oil that they use into cooking, and like in general it's just healthier to eat stuff that you cook at home, that you know what you're putting in your food. That's an investment for your health. Even though you're spending more money, you have to think about the good things about it. For example, like if I buy chocolate here, it's much cheaper than just buying strawberries or like fruits in general. But when I'm eating a fruit, I'm having that satisfaction of having my sugar, because I do love sugar. But I'm having healthy benefits that come with eating the fruits, while the chocolate doesn't give me any healthy benefits. On the contrary, it just pushes me away from being healthy. And even though, like I said, like I'm still eating chocolate with my fruits, I'm mixing them, I'm cutting off on the amount of chocolate I was eating before. But honestly, the biggest thing about all of it is that I feel better about myself. Like, I feel like I have more energy. I feel like I'm getting prettier for some reason. I feel like I'm being able to sleep a little better, because my sleep was very affected. Like, I wasn't sleeping well for these past few months, and it's going back to normal. Thank goodness, because I couldn't stand it anymore. Like, sleeping is so important. My problem has always been the contrary. I have always slept too much. So then having like this lack of sleep was really bothering me, and we don't really know how much is involved in the food in our diet. Like, even though I'm still really young to see the benefits of eating healthy versus not eating healthy, and I've only been really eating healthy for a month, and not like I can't lie to you guys, okay? Like, I'm talking about the advantages and the stuff, but I have failed multiple times this month into being healthy. Like, the first opportunity that I had to eat something that was crap, I took it. I still had my food, I still was consistent with it, I still ate healthy overall, but I did not skip on my McDonald's. I did not stop eating sugar, and I still messed up. Like, I still ate things I shouldn't have eaten, and it's okay. I see that there's progress, and I'm not going to be hard on myself on that, because I feel like the most times where I unconsciously / consciously eat bad stuff is when I tell myself that I shouldn't be eating something. That blocks me. Is that really spoiled mentality of like, you can't do that. Oh yeah, I do whatever I want. And then it's me talking to myself. Like, at the same time, I'm like, please do not eat this stuff. They're bad. Please. I'm like, who are you? I'll do whatever I want. And so that's how we stay unhealthy. But I don't know, meal prepping is kind of fun. You get to just decide what you're gonna eat ahead of time, and I think that's pretty good, because most times that I just eat whatever is just times that I have no idea what I'm gonna eat. I'm trying to vary my menu, but it's pretty much the same things over and over, which shouldn't bother me, because really I have always eaten the same thing over and over pretty much. But I'm trying to be more experimental with things, especially with different cuisine. Like, if I go out to eat, I'm trying to try new things that I wouldn't like before. Like, this is how I found out I like spinach, and I really like this spinach lasagna that they have at work. I don't really like vegetables that much, so just by eating spinach now, I feel like super healthy, like I'm Popeye. So yeah, it's possible to meal prep with very little equipment. Even if you don't like cooking, I really recommend that you guys start. And it's just those things that you have to suck it up and you have to do it, and it will have benefits afterwards. I'm still gonna do it. I'm still probably gonna bring updates. And I'm trying to convince myself that cooking is fun and that I'm getting better, but still, we still have some work to do. It's a progress. It's still going. I have also supplemented my vitamins throughout this entire month with like multivitamins because I know that the stuff that I like to eat not necessarily covers everything. It's something that I can't really do right now. I'm gonna be moving again pretty soon, like always. But I can't just invest in having an oven or an air fryer or a blender and stuff like that. So a lot of things get really limited about the things I can cook, but just by learning basic things that I can do with very little equipment, when I do get the equipment afterwards, it would be a great time. I'm not feeling like I'm going to be as consistent as I've been, but I want to do it at least like 3 times a week because I noticed that I get really bothered by not being just able to eat out because I have food and I don't want to waste the food. So I don't want this to be something that I see as an obligation. I want to see this as like, I want to come to the point where I prefer eating my own food rather than just eating out or eating somewhere else. So I know that it's gonna take a while, but I hope that we get to the point that that's possible. Anyway, I'm definitely having fun. I'm definitely here telling you that cooking for yourself is going to be amazing in the long run. I'm trying to tell myself that as well, but I feel like we can do whatever we want, as always. Okay, bye.